Hi, I'm Jay Adkins. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about another issue, the Second Amendment. This is an issue that I feel very strongly about. This is an issue that I know East Tennessee feels strongly about. The right to defend yourself and the right to have the means to defend yourself, your loved ones, and your country from those who would usurp your rights is something that pre-exists government. What I mean by that is it's given to us by God. Now, if you don't believe in God, you can say it's a natural right. But our founders believed, as do I, that this is a right that we have just by the fact that we are humans. Just by the fact that we exist. We have the right to defend ourselves, and we have the right to the best means possible to defend ourselves. That's why the founders put the Second Amendment into their Bill of Rights. All the rights in the Bill of Rights that are given to the individual are enshrined for the individuals are rights that exist whether there's government or not. The right to free speech, the right to worship, the right to bear arms. These are rights that exist before government. And if they exist before government, then government cannot take them away. They're not given to us by the Constitution, they're protected by the Constitution. And so when I go to DC, I will work to make sure that that right is never infringed. And I'm also going to work to take away the infringements that already exist. In this time of pandemic and emergency orders, you may notice that some states have tried to limit your right to bear arms by saying that gun stores are non-essential businesses. That's wrong. The idea that a government can stop you in a time of emergency, in a time when jails are releasing criminals, can stop you from defending yourself, your family, and your community, that's unacceptable. And I will always stand firm on that. One thing that has been in the news a lot is the idea of universal background checks. Now we know that currently you have to go through a background check if you want to buy a firearm from a dealer, from a federal firearms license holder. But something we've seen in this pandemic, whether it be intentional or just because the system's is overloaded, is that those background checks can't always be processed. So if that system of processing is shut down, then that by default takes away your rights. That's why I believe you should not be required to go through a background check to buy a firearm. And that is why I certainly believe that universal background checks are unacceptable. Not only does that provide the government a way to stop you from exercising your right at any time, especially in a time of crisis, it also creates a de facto registration. And I don't believe the government has any right or need to know what your private property is. That is why I stand 100% for the Second Amendment. I challenge you to find a candidate who is stronger on the Second Amendment than me. You won't find one. As vice president of the ETSU Marksmanship Club, I stood up to the administration when we wanted to have a protest to promote concealed carry on campus. We were told we couldn't have that protest. So I stood up to them and we had the protest. We made national news doing that. More recently, I was part of the group that went to Richmond to stand up against the would-be tyrant Ralph Northam in the Virginia legislature. And they tried to infringe on the people of the Commonwealth of Virginia. I've spent time in Nashville talking to our state legislators, trying to promote a good constitutional carry bill, unlike what the governor proposes. I will continue to stand up for the people of East Tennessee and for the Constitution of the United States when I go to DC to represent the 1st Congressional District. Be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, J. Adkins for Congress. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And send me your questions, contact@jadkinsforcongress.com.